everyone, and welcome to the map Inside and Out. Joining me here in the upper right, the red Zerg, it is going to be Poison Mist. And our Terran opponent here in the bottom left already, chatting it up in the log, it is WebTech. And thank you, WebTech, for saving me from having to say that this match is, I'm going to call, perfectly platinum. Mr. WebTech giving it away. He is Plat 2, MMR, probably around there. What are you doing? Poison Mist. A diamond border Zerg, but curiously in the Platinum League. Oh, how your MMR has fallen. I wonder why. Ladies and gents, this is not where the hatchery belongs. This is not at all where the hatchery should be. The pool is already done, but Zerglings are not on the way, which means this can only be one thing. A roach play. It must be. He's still making drones. Great scout by WebTech. You can see the pool's already done. You get to see the roach warren. Oh, he clicks on it too. He knows. Alright. Wow. I would pay for that kind of scout. That is a good scout. Now you know the roach warren is coming. He does not know about the proxy hatch, though. At least I don't. No, I didn't think so. At first glance, you're just seeing this as a roach warren, a roach rush, perhaps a ravager rush. So your response: bunker, factory, tech lab. Good so far. Marine, irrelevant. Marine to gun down the overlord, maybe. That's probably the best use for that, but what you want right now is a Banshee. You want to get that factory up, get that starport up, put it on a tech lab, and get a Banshee out ASAP. The question is, will he be able to? There's a spine crawler being made. Will it be offensive? Will it be defensive? Who, in fact, knows? There's even a queen down here. Is there a queen in the main? Not yet. You built a queen down here for creep spread first. This is not Poison Mist's first rodeo. Proxy hatch roach rush. Alright, well, it is a build and it's at least aggressive, so we're starting things off early in this match. I have to see, how many roaches does he get? Ravagers perhaps too? There's a siege tank coming out, and there's no starport yet. WebTech. WebTech, where is the starport? Siege tanks can be fine. They can be helpful, but you gotta keep them back far enough that the Ravager's not going to get it. He does get the starport started now. I would have liked to see the starport put on the barracks' tech lab, personally, and that siege tank is way too close. Even the spine crawler can see it. Siege tank gonna start taking shots actually from the Ravager. He's trying to unsiege it, but it's not going to be enough. The siege tank is killed off, and now the bunker is the only hope. This depot is going to be destroyed. The Overlord, who is supposed to spot the high ground, is of course adding emotional support. It's a decorative Overlord in the back. What I know I'm... Oh, the SCV's dying off too. The starport is idle. WebTech, wake up. 8 p.m. We lost him. He was typing. This is why Plat 1 is impossible, because you're not making a Banshee. Do not type. Guys, typing accomplishes nothing. Terran players. God. Siege tank on the high ground is going to at least offer some emotional stability. The starport finally going to do a flip. My blood pressure this morning, I did not need this, guys. Taking a drink, I'm taking a water break. Did not need this. Behind this poison mist is, in fact, expanding to the natural. Why the scan? You know what he has here. There's creep. There's creep on your buildings, Mr. WebTech. I'm okay with the siege tanks. The Banshee is on its way, so we're getting there. Luckily, Mr. Poison Mist here has lost the will to actually go on. He needed more Ravagers, but instead of doing that, you know, he was, I guess, making roaches from the main base as they rally down here. The drone count, too. Okay, he is trying to get some drones. I'd like to see a lot more drones made. Use this time that you have bought yourself, my Zerg friend. Spore crawlers. Well, yeah, you know, he does have a Banshee, but the Banshee's a little occupied, you know, clearing out the creep. A lot of Ravagers here. They could move forward and take out some of these siege tanks. And there's even... Is the Queen still down here? I don't know where she went. There she is. If there was more than one Queen here, you could probably threaten the Banshee. But, alas, I'm sorry. What on God's green earth is that missile turret for? This is a safety missile turret, an emotional missile turret. There is absolutely nothing. You scanned, too. You didn't see a lair. The Banshees, unsure of what to do with their existence, gonna head across to the other side of the map, where I guess the 6 spore crawlers now will actually be a justified investment, which hurts me in so many different ways. What's going on down here, guys? Nothing's going on down there. Yes, spore crawlers, in fact, able to see the cloaked Banshee. Not going to get much done there. And behind this, a fusion core. I can't even be mad about it, because it's like, yeah, the Zerg kind of opened up this can of worms. You open this up with a roach rush, I think you deserve to get a battle cruiser at some point in the match. Banshee's going to come down here. They should be relatively uncontested. There's no overseers, no, and no spore crawlers down here. He's mining. He was mining from this base. Don't lose sight. Yes, take out the Queen. Go after the spores. Get the drones. All that juicy goodness. And behind this, a battle cruiser is in production. The rest of the production facilities, of course, slightly idle, because they in fact do not make battle cruisers, which once you start that battle cruiser tech path, you're locked in. It's like a bad marriage. There's just nothing you can do about it. 2,000 minerals in the bank, but just oh, we're getting somewhere. More factories. Okay. And a Thor. Let's just get all of those nice expensive units. We've got 4 Marines, 3 siege tanks, but a lot of hope. 11 overlords. Oh, the Zerg supply blocked. And of course, when you're supply blocked as Zerg, you got to devote all of your larvae to things. He was actually making Hydras down here. I normally would not recommend Hydras as a counter to battle cruisers, because, of course, you know, Hydras suck. But in this situation, they might actually be okay, since there's only 1 cruiser. Hydra's gonna threaten the command center. Ravager's going to stare angrily at it from afar, which may do more damage than the Hydralisks. We're not sure. It's a changeling coming out while the Overseer also goes forward. Vials. Just ever so close. I have damaged health bars on, guys. That was a miss. That was just a plain miss of attacks. The mercenary crew here, 1 battlecruiser, 1 Thor, 2 Banshees. This is not co-op. I do not recommend walking out with that force just yet. Could take out the hatchery. The Zerg player, finally understanding the value of having 10 minutes to do whatever you want, is taking their 3rd base. Let that one sink in. Combat outside the Terran space. Thor's being microed against corrosive biles. Is it worth it? It appears to be mostly worth it. The battlecruiser is going to take out the Hydras. Siege tanks offering support, and now the Terran has broken free. Upon recognition of this mech build, the Zerg player throws down a lurker den. I'm surprised. I'm impressed even. Last TvZ viewer game I casted had a Mr. Hydra Man who built a lurker den, but it was only decorative. Yes, the flight of the overlords has commenced. They do not have OV speed, but they're moving fast enough for their game. Where are they going? They're over here. We need all the flock over here. Why? I'm not sure. The Terran broke free and has any amount of anti-air. I must guard my overlords. 14 more drones in production. 15 drones in production. That's what you needed to see a few minutes ago, Mr. Zerg. Can we speed this up a little bit? ×2. Until some action happens. Oh yes, Yamato, of course, because the battlecruisers are still alive. Albeit barely. Need some repairs. Jimmy, repair the battlecruisers. Get Swan on it. The lurker den finished. Is it decorative? Remains to be seen. 3rd base for the Terran, who's only slightly behind on workers, actually. Well, I say that, the Zerg just made like 20 drones. Never mind. Lurker den, not decorative. 11 lurkers made in 1 round, and the lurker upgrades. Oh, madness, I say. Lurkers, of course, are an option versus mech, but they need to be paired with Vipers. The lurker is not the true counter to mech. The true counter is either the Viper or the Infestor. Yes, you're like, Infestors don't counter anything. They don't even have an attack. Indigos. Yamato versus Hydralisk. It's a choice. It's an option. Killing anything for free is kind of good for a mech Terran at this point. However, the Zerg going to wrap around thanks to their just kind of spot of creep spread. Terran not going to be caught out of position. Lurkers burrow. They do have their increased range. The speed burrow's just about to finish up, but not quick enough to save them from those siege tanks. Like, it's just lurkers. You could just send the battle cruisers, you know. Did he scan it? Yeah, I heard a scan. I think it was here. Just send the battle cruisers after them. You don't need to threaten your ground forces at all. He is getting the forces repaired. Okay, that's good. Production tab, definitely in favor of the Terran, but the worker count, not so much. The main is essentially dried up, so you need to take another base, my dear Terran. Forces rotating. Oh, the jump. Warp in. Quick, burrow the lurkers versus the battle cruisers. Solid Yamatos. Take out a couple lurkers. Gonna force everything back. Base going to survive for now. Even the Overseer gonna be picked off, which supply blocks the Zerg, despite the horde of overlords up here. Further supply blocks. Still no OVs in production, so we're gonna see another 12. I'm betting 12 OVs. Uh-oh. Not a good fight. Oh. How many siege tanks you got? 7. Are they all here? No, there's only 3 here. It's a lot of Thors, though. And I will hand it to the Thors, unless they're just sitting there on hold position versus lurkers. Where are the battlecruisers going? And there's siege tanks and battlecruisers down here. Oh. Anti-armor missile. A good thought. Not sure the best answer, because, you know, Thors don't really need an anti-armor missile to get their damage done. Holy lurkers. 16 overlords. Dang, that's more than I thought. Oh, God bless. That's a lot of ovies. Was that all the larvae? No, he still has larvae left over, so he made the conscious choice to stop at 16 overlords. Got it, just banking up supply for the next game, too, I guess. Really? Are we sitting here with this stalemate? Like, seriously, WebTech, your army supply is off the chart. 127 army supply in mech units? You go. You gotta go for this, man. Another anti-armor missile goes out. It'll really help out the battlecruisers, actually. Adding 3 damage to every attack is what anti-armor missile does. Pardon me. Adds 3 damage to every attack. So having small damage attacks like battlecruisers or marines is actually really helpful. Oh, that was a good one. Response from the Zerg is going to be another 22 Hydralisks. Will they be lurkers? And that's it. It's just, we got another Hydra man. What's up with these players just making mass Hydras? I would get laughed at for making mass Hydras. My opponent would say thank you for making all these Hydralisks. Seeing Burrow come out too, and Hydra is doing some stutter step micro versus a mech army. This is not good. Not good at all for the Zerg. There's one ambitious lurker who is actually going to make his presence known for not very long. I'll drink to that. Stay hydrated, guys. Oh yeah, put those Thors in cannon mode. Take out these ovies. Unfortunately, Poison Mist has about 36 more where those came from. In his base. We seeing things slow down? Do I need to ×2 it? The Zerg's doing some rotating. Are they setting up a surround? They're walking Hydras into the mech army, because that did so well the first time. And we're seeing Banshee speed. Yes, of course, because when I see an opponent that has 72 Hydralisks made over the course of a few minutes, my thought is Banshees. Yes. That is what I need. However, I will say that if the Zerg player is intent on sending half their army in every couple minutes to feed the siege tank grinder here, it doesn't really matter what the Terran does. There's no Vipers, there's no Infestors. There's a lot of minerals though. When were you guys going to tell me the mineral count? Almost 6,500 for our Zerg player here. Where are the macro hatches, my dude? Can't even get the red health battle cruiser because we've got 3 Hydras. Mech upgrades, 2-1 across the board. Okay, that's fair. Would like to see some repairs for the Terran army. Would like to see any semblance of actual unit composition here for the Zerg. Lurker Viper, Infestor, Baneling even. I would even accept Banelings at this point. And this is a mech army, guys. Seeing 3 more command centers slapped down. What are you, Maru? At least you're trying to spend your money. At the end of the day, whoever spends their money is the likely winner. The drones actually burrowed. That's kind of cute. I like it. Hydra's going to respond. This is actually enough Hydras to be scary to 3 battle cruisers. Lurkers doing some damage from the top of the ramp. Not for much longer, though. It's a lot of action, actually. I'm surprised for 2 plat players. I like it. Looking good. The battle cruisers being picked off. There's only 2 left. Not that that's going to change the Zerg's unit composition. Of course, Zerglings sent across the other side of the map. A beautiful run by here. Battle cruiser's going to respond. The amount of Hydras is minimal, but BCs aren't even that great at cleaning up Zerglings just because there's so many of them. The base going to be evacuated. SCV is going to be killed off. 22 in total. I don't know how many of those were from this engagement, but it's certainly helpful. Ah, yes, and of course when you're ahead, the only way to really bring it back into balance is to make an awful decision, like an ultralisk cavern. It's a lot of Thors. Like, seriously. Alright, now I can make fun of the Zerg. You look at this composition, you see, my opponent has 14 Thors. I think I need ultras. Yes, of course. Because what I need is to waste my money into an expensive unit that's barely even going to reach its attack range. But before that, you know what I'm going to make? I'm going to make a bunch of more Zerglings. Mech player finally realizing they have the upper hand at nearly 2-to-1 supply in mech units. Going to push forward, going to terrorize the drone line here. This base going to be destroyed. There's 2 ultras on the way. Oh, I think 1 was killed off in its egg. It must have been here. Never mind, there's 1 ultra on the way. He's a hero unit. Oh, another sick anti-armor missile. I think we're looking at a Terran victory here, guys. This Terran is absolutely ravaging the base despite having no Ravagers for themselves. There's more Ultras on the way, but they're not here quick enough. Not that they'll even do much when they get here. Battle cruisers warp in on top of the Hydras, which is about the only way they can actually lose that battle. There are plenty of Thors, even though they're doing the Thor shuffle behind each other. The Thor flank. You didn't know Thors could be microed in such a fashion. Here, the Ultra. The drones. He burrowed the drones. Save the drone. Yep, there is just nothing you can do at this point as the Zerg player. You have lost your economic advantage. You have lost your larva. At long last, there is 1 infestor being made. But with the upgrades on the board, we're going to have to call it an accident. I don't think that was an intentional infestor. That is Ignatius, the accidental infestor, we're going. Thor's still... Did they even lose any? There's 15. There's about to be 16 on the board. The SCV count is at 36, which makes for a hell of a mech army. One final battle. There's not even any creep. The Ultras actually going to reach their target before they die off. Color me impressed. Battlecruiser warp in. You get that infestor. Yeah, punish him. A burrow. A surprise burrow on the field. Ultra's going to try and commit to the Thors, but it is just not going to be enough. There is no hope at this point. G. Well done. Well earned. A slugfest, a long, drawn-out battle, a testament to the fortitude of both these players. To our Terran friend here, firstly, congratulations on the win. I would say you need to actually commit. Recognize your opponent has mass Hydralisk and you outnumber them with mech units. Go kill them. to our Zerg player here. Hydras, Lurkers, Vipers. You need Vipers. Infestors even. Get Neural. But at the end of the day, you cannot dismantle a mech Terran without spellcasters. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you have a great day.